Hi everyone, welcome back. We're on cloud mining with Genesis episode 4. So in today's episode, I think I'm going to get a little upset at Genesis Mining. I'm frustrated that their functionality doesn't seem to be working that great on the website. The payouts didn't show up, and what I mean by show up, they're just not displayed. I'm still in that little window where we're not going to get paid because we paid with a credit card, so we can't pull money out until we pass that 30 days. And I'm good with that. That makes sense. They got to protect themselves. But I'm really frustrated in what is going on with Genesis. So I'm going to just pop open the site there. I'm in the dashboard, as you can see. Go to my orders. And, well, look at that. Surprise. Literally in the past 20 minutes, this finally popped up for the 20th. So my frustration is that you can see that it has a date and it has a timestamp of 0, which is UTC 0. So that number should come up at that time. And with Hashflare, I'm seeing that number there on time. It's an automatic, thing. Here, it seems like it could be, 8, 10, 12 hours later. And in the case of this entry for the 20th, this is late. This is more than 24 hours late. So it's very frustrating that doesn't work right. And you really can't reach support, which is the other part that's frustrating. And I'm okay if you fill out a support form and it takes a couple days for them to get back to you, but they simply just must be erasing all these support requests because I have yet to be responded to from any support requests. We're on day 23 at this point. So I would think that I could get a support request responded to in 23 days. So that's part of my frustration with Genesis. Something else that seems a little bit off is when I go back to my dashboard and I scroll down here and I look for my Ethereum, which is right here. As you can see, it all says 0. Now we've got numbers. The numbers are there. They may not be big, but this graph should be getting populated. Now I've seen other users displaying their graphs and it's working, but for some magic reason, mine isn't. So with that, those are two frustrating points. That doesn't still bother me as much considering that they're probably the bigger, maybe the biggest of these service companies. And I think they probably are the best, but they just don't put an emphasis on technical support. For me, technical support / customer service is one of the most important things in anybody you deal with. If they communicate, they say, hey, things are happening, it's not working good, you're not upset about it, it's okay. But in this case, it gets to be pretty frustrating. So actually, having said that number came in, we're going to update the spreadsheet when we go look at it. So let's go back to my orders and just bring that right there. And we should be missing the 20th. Let's grab that spreadsheet as you guys are used to seeing me use. And we're going to go to ETH. And this is from the 20th. And here we go. So as you can see, we've got some numbers. They're not looking as good as the original calculations that were made in the mining calculators. And our average right now looks like it's about 9.6 cents a day. So not a good number, nowhere near the 14, 15 cents a day that the projections were. So that's not working out too well for us. So I'm going to go over here and we can see our total is 211. And remember that the Ethereum value is already factored into this. So if the number changes, this is affected. Ethereum is down from when we first started, and therefore that's one of the factors as to why this is only $2.11. If we were cashing out every day, these small amounts, which I wouldn't be doing, but if we were able to cash them out and trade them for US dollars, maybe the overall number would be a little bit higher, but still nothing to talk about. So at this point, looking at these projections that we had from the mining calculator at 548 and looking at this forecasted number, which is based on the numbers we've gotten so far, this says 292 and this says 548. At some point, we have to face the facts and say, all right, let's go reevaluate this number with a mining calculator. So let's go to, nope, this is not where I want to be. But actually, since we've got Ethereum here, what is this, a 1 day? Let's do a 1 week. So overall in the week, it looks like they're up. But in the month, as you can see when they were up here, they're down a decent amount. We're at 260 now, and we were at 390. So not a good ride for them. And where did that go? Here we go, right there. Okay, so we're at Coin Wars, and we're going to go to mining calculators. We've got Ethereum, so actually I'm on that page already. And we're going to go with 2 mega hash. We've got no power, and we're going to click calculate. And according to this, the monthly is 369. Now we're nowhere near that number, so let's take it a step further. Let's go to crypto compare. Let's do the same thing. Let's grab Ethereum, 2 mega hash, 0 power, 338. So they're up. And let's go to one more. Let's go to my crypto buddy. Ethereum, 2 mega hash, 0 power. And actually here they're at 243. So based on our real numbers, 292, you've got 243, and then some over 3. I think this is just, way off. Now, because I've got the calculation in here that goes per mega hash, that way we can fairly compare other providers of the services. I'm going to go back to the site, and we're just going to put 1 mega hash. So each mega hash, they're expecting you to get $1.21 monthly. So I'm going to raise that number just a little bit, given that these two are not matching. They're $1.69. And let's calculate this one. $1.84. So let's say $1.40. So let's go back to the spreadsheet. Let's update that with $1.40. And so it's got 280. That's a reasonable number. And as you can see, it's right around what we're forecasting based on what we're actually receiving. Now that's a pretty sad number, because look what happened to our income, 6%. Now we're still in that first month. We really shouldn't get all that nervous. Ethereum should go up, and we've got a long time going another 23 months to hope that it goes up and that there's more activity, and of course that our income goes up. But right now it's not looking too great. And as we updated this number, you'll notice over here, I figured I would try Hashflare's numbers. So we'll go over here on Hashflare's pricing page, and we'll scroll down, and here's Ethereum, 220 per 100 kilohash. So the numbers are the same that I saw the other day, which are what we've got populated here. And you could tell the difference here, $24 per mega hash versus $30 per mega hash. So you're saving $6 there. But the fact that they're doing these 12-month contracts instead of a 24-month contract pretty much makes it impossible to win, at least in the Ethereum coin, given the current circumstances. That may change a little bit later, but at the moment it doesn't make sense actually to buy Ethereum mining from either place. So one of the things I guess I got to scratch my head and wonder is somebody going to the site now and saying, oh yeah, Ethereum, let's go mine some Ethereum, and paying that price without doing their research. And that's what this is all about. That's what this whole project has been about, is just to figure out if it's worth it. Is there money in it? If somebody wants to just go mine and pay X dollars and lose 30%, then go for it. But for me, I got to do some research and not be totally embarrassed by the numbers that I've invested in, as far as that's concerned. One other thing I wanted to note is that looking on Genesis and going into buy hash power, just to see if by chance they've got some more Bitcoin services to offer, because I definitely want to mine some more Bitcoin. I think it's a little bit more profitable, but looking at these, it's still not there. And you've got to constantly check, because there's a couple guys out there that as soon as they offer some Bitcoin. I think the last time they offered it was a week or two ago. And, there's guys out there dropping tens of thousands of dollars on it, and all of a sudden it's not available again. And that was paying in advance for the service to be available on October 31st. So you're talking, today's the 21st. We're still over a month away, and these people dropped big money just to reserve that opportunity to work with Genesis and some Bitcoin. So that's an interesting perspective. And of course, I keep looking to see if we can get some, there as well. I'm not going to look negatively upon this, project, because I think Ethereum will come back, numbers will go up, and, in the end, we should make some money. Worst case, we're holding some Ethereum. The other thing I wanted to note, since we were just talking about, bad pricing choices from people buying from places and not doing their due diligence to figure out the value, I've seen on eBay people offering mining services, and they're basically taking their losing Ethereum contract or losing Bitcoin contract. Maybe it's not losing, but it's definitely not as profitable. And they're selling it on eBay for probably double what it's worth, if not triple. Those people will never make their money back. I mean, it's an impossibility. And I can't believe that people are actually buying it. So that's kind of, crazy. Now, in closing, I also want to point out that something I've said from the beginning is that people out there were complaining, oh, is Genesis a ripoff? They're just a scam, and they're doing this and they're doing that. You know what? The service that I'm getting is exactly what I was expecting. The coin is doing what the coin is doing. If the coin does well, you do well. If the coin does poorly, you do poorly. So the numbers that we're getting that aren't, too exciting are a reflection of what the market has. And if we would have bought a video card and run it on a computer, our numbers would be doing the same things. We're not going to, do better or worse than what the market is bearing. And right now, because of the cost of Ethereum, it's not getting the numbers that we'd like to see. So hopefully this is helping some people to visualize that, hey, you know what? We saw the numbers. It makes sense. This is not 100%, Genesis Mining or Hashflare or any of these guys' fault. This is just the nature of the beast. So your choices are go buy a video card, put it in your computer, run it in your house 24/7, deal with electricity and all these other things, or pay Genesis to do that part of it and hope that you're buying at the right time, you got it at the right price, and that Ethereum as a coin does well. So with that, I want to say thanks for listening to the video. Remember to like and subscribe. There's other videos that we posted today for Hashflare. We did another desktop mining where we put a server in a mining situation, and it was pretty funny because the numbers are so bad because of the electricity. And of course, a server as in a real HP server, not something that's a mining rig that's catered to mining. So take a look at those when you get a chance. Give me a like if you like it. Subscribe if you don't want to miss an episode. And I look forward to seeing you next time.